Hello and welcome to a weekend reading vlog. I haven't done one of these in quite a while and I just kind of felt like filming one this weekend. It's actually now Friday, but I have the day off work because it was supposed to be ALK this weekend, which is cancelled because of coronavirus, which is sad, but they are doing like online stuff, which I'll tune into some of. I have crazy hair right now. I was meant to have my hair cut yesterday, but they screwed up and double booked, so I couldn't have my hair done yesterday. Luckily, they had just had a cancellation, so I'm having my hair done tomorrow evening because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to get an appointment there until September, which I would have had to have gone somewhere else because my hair is driving me nuts. So, for the first sort of half of this vlog, you're gonna have to bear with this. Sorry. Reading plans. I am finishing off King's Cage by Victoria Aveyard. I'm currently on page 412 of like 510 or something like that. So I will be finishing this very shortly. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this off this morning. I'm listening to the audiobook, so I think it's about an hour of listening time left until I'm done with this. I also would like to read my TBR jar pick this weekend, which is What She Found in the Woods by Josephine Angelini. This is a mystery thriller story, so I'm hoping I'll read it quite quickly because hopefully it will be gripping and unputdownable. So hopefully I will be able to read this weekend. We'll see how it goes depending on how gripping it is. Maybe I'll read it in one sitting, but I doubt it. And then essentially what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to finish all of the books that have been on my currently reading or on pause shelf for a while, or at least all the physical ones I have. Some of them were library books that have been returned, and so I have to wait for them to come back in. So after I've read What She Found in the Woods, which I am not actually currently reading, but it is my TBR jar pick for the month and I only have a week left, so I kind of want to get that read. And then I would like to finish off volumes 3 and 4 of Maid Sama. This is manga, so that shouldn't take very long, and then I can finally go back to Rebirth, which is by Christopher Russell, and this is the book that I was sent in exchange for a review, and it's epic fantasy, and I had started reading but I was getting distracted by the fact that I had so many other books that were unfinished on my TBR cart, and I wanted to finish all of those this month, and this is quite dense because it's epic fantasy, so I know I'll be able to finish it before the end of the month along with all of these, but it was just distracting me and I didn't think that was fair to this book because I'm reading it to review it specifically, and that's why it was sent to me. So I want to be fair to it. So once I have finished King's Cage, What She Found in the Woods and Maid Sama, I will go ahead and continue with this one. Currently on page 62, so not very far in at all. How many pages is it? It's like 464. So I basically have 400 pages of that left, which isn't very long, but it's epic fantasy, so it takes a little bit longer, and it's quite heavy on the world building and stuff at the beginning, which is typical of epic fantasy. So, and we had quite a long prologue actually. The prologue was 44 pages or something like that, which is really quite long for a prologue, and then we flash forward 680 or something years. So we kind of in the prologue just get introduced to the magic system a little bit and the history of the world, and now we flash forward and we're starting to see the politics that are happening currently in the world, but it's also getting used to all the characters and all the different nations that are at play, so there's lots to get your head around at the beginning of an epic fantasy book, so that's pretty standard. And then in terms of other plans for this weekend, like I said, it is at home Yalk, so there are some panels and things that I've signed up for that I would like to watch, and those are happening mostly tomorrow and Sunday. And I read The Hate You Give the other day by Angie Thomas, really enjoyed it. You will have seen a wrap up by the time this vlog goes up, so I'm not going to talk about it here because I'll just be repeating myself, but there is a film of it, and it's actually available on Sky, which I have because Lee works at Sky, and so we get Sky for free, which is nice. We don't use it a whole heck of a lot, like certainly if we didn't get it for free we wouldn't have it because we don't really watch television, but they do have the film of The Hate You Give on Sky, so I have downloaded it and I am probably going to watch that maybe later today. I think later today. Because I haven't watched a book to movie adaptation in a really long time, and I just read this. Did I read this week? I think I had either read this, I think I might have read this week. Or maybe it was the weekend, I don't know, I read it recently. And the days all blur together because there's just like nothing to differentiate them at the moment because I'm just at home all the time. So anyway, I read that one recently, so I thought it'd be nice to watch the adaptation. And then on Saturday, my sister is going to come over to stay for the night so that we can have our own little mini Yalk. And just so you know, the UK guidelines now are that you are allowed to have people stay at your house overnight. So I am going to go and pick her up at some point on Saturday, and I don't know whether that's going to be before or after my haircut, but either way she's spending the night, and then on Sunday we're gonna go to the bookshop because I've managed a whole month on my book buying ban, and I have received some books in that time because I had some pre-orders, but I haven't actually bought anything during this month, and I've read 13 books so far, and if things go well I'll be finishing a 14th and a 15th before we go to the bookshop, which I think is pretty good. So yeah, not really breaking the book buying ban. I am going to be finishing the book buying ban because I don't think it's realistic for me to try and do it for a long period of time. Rightly or wrongly, I kind of use book buying as therapy for myself. It's just what I do to help with my feelings, so, and I can afford to do it, so as long as I'm getting through my backlist I think it's okay. And I managed a month, which is really good for me. Usually I will buy at least one book every week. That's the plan. This intro is way too long as always because I don't know how to shut up. But those are the reading plans, so I'm going to go ahead and finish King's Cage and then I will check back in with you. Okay, so I finished reading King's Cage, which I will talk about in a little bit. After I finished that, I spent over an hour doing my Instagram stories showing you my enamel pin collection. So I'm now starving and I'm going to have some leftover pasta for lunch. I will have my Instagram linked in my description as always. I would really appreciate it if you would go and watch those stories because they took me absolutely ages to put together. They will be in my highlights, so you can feel free to go and check those out. And for now, I'm gonna eat before I cry. Okay, I just boshed my pasta lunch in not a very long period of time at all. I was very hungry. Now I am watching some readathon vlogs. It's the Reading Rush readathon this week. Sorry Reagan for the possibly not so flattering still, but I thought I would just put that on pause for a moment while I talk to you about King's Cage. So this is the third book in the Red Queen series, so I can't really say too much about it because, spoilers, it's a sequel. The first book, Red Queen, follows Mayor Barrow, who is a red. In this society, red are the lower classes and silver are the elite, and silver have magical powers. But Mayor, for various reasons, finds herself thrust into silver society with powers that she did not know that she had. And from there it gets very political, it gets very war driven, it gets a little bit dark. I found book 2 a little slow, and I found book 3 a little slow as well, if I'm being honest. And the ending seems to put us back almost, where in a place that we've been multiple times throughout the series. So I have to be honest, I'm getting a little bit frustrated with this series. I really enjoyed book 1, which I read a long time ago, like maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and then I reread it last year and then read book 2, Glass Sword, last year as well, and then I've been reading this for a few months now, which is why I wanted to get it finished off. But honestly, I'm not that impressed. I will finish the series because I have Warstorm. I was bought all 4 books for Christmas, not this year just gone, but last year. So, or maybe it was my birthday, I don't know. Either way, I have the final book, Warstorm, so I will read it. I think it tends to be the favourite in the series, so hopefully things will get a little bit better. But this one was, you know, a bit of a drag, if I'm being honest. Also, as I mentioned, I was reading and listening, and I had a conversation with my friend Nisha the other day about audiobooks and the difference between narrators who tell you the story and those who just read you the story. And I think Nisha and I both agree that the audiobooks where you're told the story are better than the ones where it's just read to you. And this one was very much just perfunctory. The narrator just read the story to you. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because I think that some people prefer that, but I think I find it a more immersive experience if I'm being told the story rather than read the story. So that's just something to be aware of. I might mention that about audiobooks that I've listened to for books as I progress. So thank you, Nisha, for bringing that distinction to my attention, and I will now bring it to your attention going forward. And now I'm going to carry on watching Reagan's vlog and probably eat some chocolate. So, you have all told me that you would like to see more of the cats in my videos, and they're pretty camera shy, but I will see what I can do. Shinji is just currently sitting and watching his water fountain, because why not? Shinji! I am absolutely loving how my TBR cart is looking this month. This is my shelf of books that I have read so far in the month, and I just find it so aesthetically pleasing. Like the colours look so lovely together. So yeah, I'm loving that, but I am going to move on to reading What She Found in the Woods by Josephine Angelini, and I think I'm going to choose a tarot card for my bookmark for this one, and I haven't used my Shadowscapes deck in a while, so if it would focus for you, there you go. I am going to pick one of these. Let's do that. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords card, and this is going to be my bookmark for my read of What She Found in the Woods. So let's see what the little book has to tell us about the Queen of Swords. She is honesty and inner knowledge, sending forth her winged seekers into the world. She is valued for her accurate perceptions of the world around her and for her experiences. So that's an interesting card for a mystery thriller story. So this will be my bookmark for my next read, which I'm going to start right now. I might rinse my hair first and then I'll start, because I want my hair to look better than this for my sit down video. Doesn't make a lot of sense since I'm perfectly fine with it being like this for a vlog, but you know, it's just how we roll. Okay, so I've read a quick 30 pages of What She Found in the Woods, and it's written in a nice, easy to read style with reasonably big font, so I'm quite enjoying that. And so we're following Magda, who is spending the summer with her grandparents in this like wooded area, so kind of like the Hamptons but in the woods, and so everyone's like rich, and she's taking medication. We don't know why yet. And then she's reconnecting with people that she knew and she used to spend summers there when she was younger. And the vibe of it is very Pretty Little Liars, if you've ever seen that. I know it's a book, but I haven't read the books, but I have seen the series, and it's that very small town vibe. Everybody has a lot of money, things are a little bit cliquey kind of vibe. So I'm enjoying it so far. I am going to get a cup of tea because I'm feeling sleepy and I don't want to sleep in the middle of the day today. So I'm going to get a cup of tea and then I'm going to carry on reading. So I actually decided to have some of this loose leaf marzipan tea that I keep in this really nice tea tin that I got in a Fairy Loot box. This is brewed from a tea shop in Covent Garden. I think it's called the Tea House, and they do sell online, but I just love all things marzipan flavoured, so yum. So I got very distracted. I spoke to my mum on the phone for a while, and then I fell into a Twitter and Instagram hole, entering loads of giveaways and things for the at-home Yalk weekend. So I'm only on page 48, so I've only read 18 pages-ish since the last time I updated you, so I'm doing real good, aren't I? But it's already 6:10 at night. I don't know how this happens. I find that I'm getting very confused with time at the moment because it's the summer, so the days are really long and the sun is up for a long time, but I'm not going anywhere or doing anything. Because even though lockdown is lifting, I'm reluctant to, you know, go out just for the sake of it, even though that's exactly what I'm going to do on Sunday when I go to the bookshop, but that's a whole other thing. So I was thinking about getting takeaway, but I think I will probably get takeaway tomorrow and then on Sunday as well. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to get takeaway tonight, but I do need to eat dinner. So I don't really have anything in the house that is remotely good for me. So I'm just going to do like something in the oven, like fish and chips or chicken nuggets and chips, or, you know, something quick and easy while I carry on reading and actually read for a bit. And then I'm going to watch The Hate You Give with dinner, I think. And it's quite long, actually. I didn't realise. I think it said it's 135 minutes, so over 2 hours, which is really quite long for a film. Is it just me, or have films got longer? I don't know. It used to, like, I seem to remember when I was younger, if an average film would be like an hour and a half, and now most films are 2 hours, if not considerably longer, and this one's like nearly 2.5 hours. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna put dinner on. I'm not gonna show you what I'm gonna eat because it's gonna be bad food choices. Anyway, dinner on, read, watch The Hate You Give, and then probably stay up way too late reading. I'm not gonna finish this today. There's just no way that's going to happen. I've still got like 320 pages to go, and I'm a slow reader. And unfortunately, there is no audiobook for this book, which is a shame, because I feel like I like reading and listening because I like the atmosphere that it brings to the reading experience, and I feel like mystery thrillers should be fairly atmospheric anyway, but I'm still enjoying it. It's still super easy to read, and I'm liking the characters. I'm interested in where it's going. It's feeling very romance focused right now, which I'm not mad about, but not what I was expecting. Anyway, I'm gonna stop babbling and put some food in the oven so that I can put some food in my belly. Okay, so I just watched The Hate You Give, and if you haven't read this book and then watched this film yet, please do it. Like, I never, ever, ever, ever cry at films. Never. But, oh my god. I don't even know why I'm filming right now, but it's really important. And I was like already like this 2 minutes into this film. The world sucks, honestly, and the reason this film is so powerful and the reason this book is so powerful is because it's so real, and that's so fucked up. That is so fucked up, and this shit happens. It's been happening, it's happening right now, and yeah. All of the resources that I usually include in my description will still be there. So check those out, read this book, watch this film. They had to cut out some storylines because otherwise it would have been a lot longer than it already was. So do both. I recommend reading the book first, but the film is also great. So yeah. Okay, this lighting is awful, I'm sorry. So I've stopped crying and I've sorted out the laundry to centre myself a little bit. I watched a Lush Kitchen subscription box unboxing on YouTube. I'm still a little emotionally frazzled, but I am going to go back to reading What She Found in the Woods. I'm still only 56 pages in, but I am still really enjoying this book. I know it's really early to say that, but I am enjoying it. So I'm going to carry on reading. I won't... Is this zoomed in? Yeah. Sorry about that. I won't be finishing it tonight, but I will stay up reasonably late because Lee doesn't finish work until midnight, so he won't be home until 12:30-ish. And to be honest, I will probably stay up that late anyway. There's no point me going to bed just before that and then him waking me up when he comes in. So I've got, it's 9:30 now, so I've got a good, what's that, 3 hours of reading time available to me now, so I should be able to make a good dent. I don't know why, I'm looking in the viewfinder and my face is so red. I don't know why. Is it this lighting? Am I just still really emotional? Am I just warm? I don't know, I'm sorry. I do have the fan on over there to keep me cool because it is really hot, and my flat runs on a building heating system, so there's always hot water in the pipes all through the building, so the building's quite warm and it's really well insulated as well, so heat doesn't tend to escape too well, which does mean that in the summer it's really quite warm. I'm still looking really red, so I'm thinking it's the lighting. It is now quite a bit later, 11:30, sorry, shot. It is now 11:30. I am 142 pages into What She Found in the Woods. It's a lot more romance centred than I was expecting, but again, not mad about it. I'm quite enjoying what's happening with that side of things. I think we're about to start getting into the more mystery elements of the story, but it's quite a way in, so I don't really want to talk about that with you because, like, we're nearly halfway through the book, so I don't really want to talk about the plot too much anymore, but I am enjoying it, and it is a quick read. I've read I don't even remember what I was on before. Anyway, I think I've been at about 100 pages in the last 2 hours, so that doesn't seem like a lot. I'm a slow reader, that's just a thing, but I'm enjoying myself and that's the main thing. So I probably have about another hour of reading time before Lee gets home. I'm not really that tired yet, but I should go to bed at a reasonable time so that I can get up at a reasonable time. That probably won't end up happening. Okay, it's now 1:15 in the morning and I am going to tap out at page 231 of this book, which leaves me with about 130-ish pages left to read, so I will read that tomorrow. Still really enjoying the book, still not really sure where we're going, which is good because otherwise it wouldn't be very mysterious. It's still, it's mysterious in a funny way because there are like mysterious elements just plopped in, but it's written more like a contemporary romance, and then there's just these mysterious things just sprinkled. I like that word, sprinkled, throughout the book. So I am regrettably putting it down for now, because otherwise I'm going to fall asleep on the sofa, and it would be better if I fall asleep in my bed. So I'm going to go to bed now, and I will see you in the morning. Good afternoon. It is Saturday at 1:30. I'm currently at my parents' house picking up my sister since she's spending Saturday night with me, focusing, and I've done virtually no reading today, so go me. But I'm going to do some reading now while Natalie showers and gets ready, and then we'll head back home in a bit, and I'm getting my hair cut today. Hooray! So home again now, and my sister is also here with me, and I received a package in the mail which I think is going to be my special edition copies of The Cruel Prince and The Wicked King, which I gave my paperback copies to Natalie earlier, so that timing is pretty spot on. So I'm going to open that now. And if I'm wrong, we will find out what's in here together. Is that okay? Yeah. Yay, it is! Ooh. Oh my gosh. That's so good. The fact that this bubble wrap is green means it's also recyclable.
Nice. Are they sprayed edges or are they just regular?
I think that they're stencil sprayed.
Oh yeah, because nothing has the snake on, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh wow. I should have just looked myself, but I was like, oh wow, moving my camera. Oh my god.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, so this is The Cruel Prince.
Wow. Look at that acorn.
The acorn sprayed edges and the ribbon bookmark. Yes.
We like.
And the signed book plate.
Oh cool. Didn't know it was coming with a book plate too.
Yeah, they both have one. Yay. And then, oh, it is The Wicked King.
Wrote it down in my journal wrong, Sophia. All because of you. I know it is. What's on the edges? What?
I don't know. Oh, it's shells and mermaid tails.
Oh, cool. I'm guessing that's an important plot point at some
Maybe.
point of the book.
Maybe.
Excuse my sniffles.
and signed book plate.
Very nice.
Yay!
Okay, excuse me.
So exciting. Good evening. It is significantly later now. I think it's about 11:30, something like that. So, yeah, quite a lot later, you may notice. Had my hair cut. Feeling so much better as a result. And I have now finished What She Found in the Woods, which I actually really enjoyed. I don't read a lot of mystery thrillers, as I may have mentioned, and this was sort of mystery thriller light. So as I mentioned, by the time I was about halfway through, the mystery elements were just sort of sprinkled through the story and not really main elements. There was mention of things, but the actual mystery itself didn't really start until about 50%, 60% of the way through the book. And once that started happening, it became predictable pretty quickly. So if you are somebody who likes reading mystery thriller stories and you read them regularly, I don't think I'd necessarily recommend this to you because, one, that's not a huge part of the book. It's really only the end section that really kicks, like the last 100 pages or so, that really focus on the mystery thriller elements. So you won't get what you're looking for if that's what you're looking for. Two, if I can predict what was going to happen, somebody who never reads mystery thriller, then somebody who's used to all of the tropes and things will probably guess it immediately. So for me, somebody who doesn't read it a lot, it was a really great story. I really enjoyed it. I liked the characters. I liked the relationships that were built. As you know, I'm a character-driven reader, and this really felt like a character-driven book, which I don't think is typical for mystery thrillers. So that's another thing to note. The plot didn't really become the main point of the story until much later on. So if you have similar reading tastes to me, then you might like it. And if you're really into mystery thriller, you possibly won't. But I enjoyed myself and I enjoyed reading something a little bit different for me. So, like I mentioned, it's quite late now, so I don't think I'm going to read anything else today. But the next thing I want to get finished is Maid Sama, volumes 3 and 4, which, because they're manga, hopefully won't take very long, and then I will be able to move on to Rebirth, but I don't think I will get there in this particular vlog, I don't think. Tomorrow we are going book shopping, which I am very excited about, and I will probably buy way too much, but I was meant to be at Yalk this weekend, so it's okay. Good morning. It is now Sunday, although it's probably nearly midday, so not so much morning anymore, and we are just about to head out to Waterstones for some book browsing and probably some book buying, and I am very, very excited.
Hello there. So, if you can't remember me, I'm Natalie. I am Sophia's sister, and this is a sister vlog takeover kind of thing. And as you would have seen from this vlog already, we've been up to lots of different things. We went to Waterstones, we may have bought a few books, so I thought I'd share what I got with you guys. The first book that I picked up, or rather my sister picked up for me, which she shouldn't have done because it's my birthday soon, but she was very kind to get this for me. It was on like buy one get one half price, so I have got Loveless by Alice Oseman, which I'm sure Sophia has talked a lot about, so I'm not really going to go into this one too much, but I definitely am excited to pick this this one up. I have read all 3 available copies of Heartstopper, and I actually haven't read an Alice Oseman novel yet, so I'm definitely excited to give this one a go. So the next book that I picked up is The Black Flamingo by Dean Utter. I recently read another book that is written in verse just like this one, and that was a book by Jason Reynolds called The Long Way Down, and that was fantastic. I really enjoyed the writing style, so that is why I picked up this book, because I want to give this writing style more of a chance, because that other book is the only one of its style that I've ever read, so I definitely want to give verse more of a go, and I've heard fantastic things about this book, so I definitely recommend checking it out. I've read so far about 60 pages and I'm loving it so far. The character is really endearing and he's really easy to kind of connect to, or, you know, like sympathise with, so I'm really enjoying that aspect of it. So far so good. Another book that I got is Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo, and again this particular book is written in verse as well, so along the same theme. I just want to kind of broaden my horizons with verse books, and so again I've heard absolutely amazing things about this book, so definitely thought it was worth giving it a try. As you can see, this one has a bookmark in it and this one has a bookmark in it. Obviously I already told you that I've started reading this one, and Sophia has started reading this one. Now early on in the day I suggested, I had a brilliant idea. I thought, why don't one of us read one and the other read the other, and then we switch before the end of the day or even tomorrow, and so by the end of tomorrow we've both read both of these books. And that hasn't worked out very well at all, because we've been watching YouTube, eating food and talking, and so that hasn't gone very well, but I definitely still plan on finishing both these books before the end of the month so that I can start a readathon that I'm going to be taking part in. And the last book that I picked up today, it was definitely a spur of the moment sort of thing. We were like in this section with all like children's books and like some classics and things like that, and they had these amazing editions with, you know, illustrations and everything like that, and I caught this in the corner of my eye and I was like, I have to get it. And this was A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, so of course it's a super duper classic, and this particular edition has been illustrated by Robert Ingpen, so it is absolutely gorgeous on the cover. I have already read this book once. I read it Christmas Just Gone. It is one of my favourite, well, movies, so I always watch the Scrooge film that stars Albert Finney. I watch that every Christmas Eve, and that's been a tradition for many, many years in my household after my grandfather introduced the film to us, and I kind of fell in love with it. And even when my granddad passed away, it was really important to me that I carried on that tradition. So now that I've gotten into reading more, last Christmas I did decide to pick this up and read it on audio. I did enjoy it, as I expected I would, and so when I saw this copy I thought I had to get it, or rather Sophia kind of pushed me to getting it as well. She was like, you definitely have to get it. So when it comes to Christmas time again, I will be rereading this, and I will be reading from this particular copy. I showed my mum this as well, and she thought it was also very gorgeous, and so she said I could read it to her, so I think that will be a very nice experience for us both. And the last thing I thought I'd show you about this particular edition is the naked cover. It is this gorgeous green, and there is a little embossing or indent, I don't know, is that what it is, of some holly, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well. You might just be able to make it out. I don't know the exact quote. I probably should, seeing as I've read the book and I've seen the movie so many times, but if you don't know, there is a scene where Scrooge is being very belligerent, and he is basically saying that anyone who goes about with Merry Christmas on their lips should be... He says something very nasty basically, and it includes some holly in someone's heart. I don't know, maybe I'll insert me reading it to you. Every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. He should. So I'm assuming that's why there is a holly on front of this book. And then lastly, the spine just has some gorgeous foiling, and we live for that. So there you go. So that is everything that I bought today from Waterstones. Okay, back to Sophia. Bye.
So I've been pretty useless at keeping this vlog updated this weekend, but oh well. Currently uploading a video, which is my most recent wrap up of the next, or the last 6 books that I read in July. Time. And now I'm reading Clap When You Land, because Natalie very kindly is letting me read the copy that she bought today. And the idea was that I would read the whole thing today, but I'm currently on page 44 of 417. So that might not happen, but we tried. I don't know. Yeah. Right, I forgot to finish this vlog yesterday, so it's now Monday evening and I'm finishing this vlog. I did actually finish Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo in the meantime, which, as I mentioned I think earlier, my sister kindly let me read her copy that she's hauled for you in this vlog, and I enjoyed it. I liked it. I liked one character better than the other character. It is told in verse but from 2 perspectives, and I won't say which character was my favourite because it is just 2 perspectives, and although it's quite long for a verse novel, it's quite short in comparison to a prose novel, so I don't want to say too much about it. I've never read anything in verse before, so that's the first thing worth noting, and I think that I didn't connect to the story as well in that format as I would have in prose. So like I said, I liked one character more than the other, and I did connect to both of the characters, but I didn't feel as immersed in the story because it was verse. There wasn't as much content as in a prose novel. So I think I need to read more stories in verse to kind of get used to the format and get used to how to immerse myself in that kind of story. I think one thing that I could have done that I didn't do is use the audiobook and listen and read at the same time, which does always give me that more immersive experience with reading, but I just couldn't find one on Scribd or Libby or any of my other library apps, and I didn't want to buy it on Audible, so I just went ahead and read it, and I enjoyed it, but I think I need to read more in verse. And let's summarise what I read this weekend. What did I read this weekend? Oh yeah, so I finished off King's Cage and was kind of meh about it. I read What She Found in the Woods, which I really enjoyed and I think was a really good level of mystery thriller for me, but not necessarily for somebody who reads in that genre quite a lot. And then I read Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo, which was not on my TBR and was not expected, but I did enjoy it. And Natalie and I also went to Waterstones and had a wander around in the sunshine with masks on and had a nice chill weekend at home, and it's been really lovely actually. And that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and want to see more like this from me, then do think about hitting that subscribe button, and I hope to see you here again soon. Thanks. Bye.